Hey Drum, welcome to Horsehead Bookends for another Gaming Friday. Today we are taking a look at Septima from Mindclash Games. Septima is a 1-2-4 player game where you are in charge of a coven of witches. You move around the board collecting goods while trying to heal the infected townspeople. At the same time, you're trying to manage your suspicion level so that the hunters don't come after you and put you on trial for being a witch. So right now I have Septima set up for a 3-player game. What we're going to do is we are going to go over some of the actions. I am not going to teach you how to play the game because there are plenty of websites out there that can teach you how to play, and they'll do a way better job than I can. But I'm going to show you a little how the game plays, and you get to see exactly what the actions do and how the actions actually play out over the course of a game. Let's take a look at it right now. Okay, here is Septima set up for a 3-player game. In order to get the game started a little quicker, I did some early setup, which includes picking out your witches on your board, also your starting resources, which is actually a really cool mechanism of how you pick out your starting resources. You do get 2 of these prologue cards, and what you need to do is decide what you want to get for top, middle, and bottom, and you line it up to the potion card that you get. It's like a player aid, and it tells you, you would get 3 times the top, 2 times the bottom, and 3 times the top, 2 times the middle, and 1 times the bottom, and those are your starting items. Also on the player aid, one side is your potions, what you need to do to make potions, what the season sequence is, which is right over here, which I'll go through. The season sequence and your moon phases. Your season sequence is over there in the bottom right corner, and the actual moon phases are steps A through E, which you follow, and that's how the game plays out. And also a trial resolution. Once you go through 5 of the moon phases, you have a trial, which I didn't set up a witch yet, but we're going to do that right now. On your player board, you have your suspicion track over on the left-hand side. You have your 2 witches. Now, all of the witches have special abilities. They all do different things. And over here is your track for when you heal people. Every time you heal people, you move up. If you healed blindness, paralysis, or infection, you move up, you get the award listed on the board. And down below is where you keep all of your supplies, mainly your potions and your herbs and items. Like they got some berries here and skulls and some crystals as well. So over here on the left side of the board, which might cut off at the top, is your ritual track and your spell cards down below. We are playing the advanced version of the game. That's what I have it set up for. There is an easy version that I think does away with some of the spell cards and some of the town squares for the buildings and a few other things that make the game a little easier, but just it's fine just setting it up. If you're comfortable with a little more of a complicated game, just jump right into the regular game. There's a lot more to it, and it's a lot more fun. We have our Septima set up right here with the 2 actions. If you match the Septima, you do go up on your suspicion track. So let's take a look at some of the action. Every player starts out with 9 action cards, and they all have different actions that let you do different things, like move, collect, brew potions, and they all have a symbol in the corner. What happens is once you play an action, if you match any of the other witches, you not only get to do the top action, but you can do the bottom at the same time. However, when you do match, you move up on the suspicion track. Same thing if you match with the Septima, you move up on the suspicion track as well. However, if you match the active, which you do move up 2 times, every time you move up on the suspicion track, it causes a witch hunter to come after you, and we'll explain that when it happens. But in the interest of fairness, because I am playing 3-handed right now, just to show you the game, what I'm going to do, I'm randomly going to select a card for every action. So whether we match or not, it's going to be up to chance. However, when you're playing with other people, you are allowed to talk about the card you select if you want to match or not match with other people. At the same time, if you match where you are on the ritual track, which I haven't set up gray or purple yet for, you get to move up the ritual track. And there are different things for the ritual track that you get, including spell cards. You can activate spell cards once you use them, and different things like that. So let me do this and let's get started in the game. I will go over the phases right now. We are in Moon Phase 1. So right now, if we use a collect action, we can either get mushrooms or skulls. And those are random for every game you play. You put out the tiles, so it'll be different every time. Alright, so we're going to get started, and in part A of the moon phase, we need to select a card. So I'm going to select one. So I'm going to select one for gray. I'm going to select one for purple. And I'm going to select one for orange. And we are going to reveal. So we do have a match. We also, two of us match the Septima, but I think there's a rule about two of us matching the Septima. Because two of us matched and we match a Septima, it doesn't count. Only one person can match a Septima, but we did match. So when we move over to number B, first things first, we can move one space if we want to. It's a quick move action, but we have to do it before we resolve our main action. No one is going to move right now. So we're going to start with the first player, who is gray. Plead, they can send one loyal citizen from the crowd into a trial chamber, and I score 2 wisdom. So I'm going to take 2 wisdom for the gray player, and I move, because I did have one in the town square, I'm going to move him right onto the track. For the purple player, also, since we matched, we can send one loyal citizen from my supply into the crowd. So we're going to take him, and he goes into the crowd now. Also, because we matched on the ritual track, we get to move up right there because of the scales. Moving on to purple. Purple pleaded 2. Again, if this was an actual player, they probably wouldn't pick that because they don't have any people in the town square. However, I did it randomly, so that's what happened. So we don't get the first action, but we do get the second action, which they can take one of their people and put them in the town square as well. It did not match anything on the ritual track, so they don't move anywhere. Orange player turn. They can advance 1 space on the ritual track and move 1 space sideways if they want. So they are going to move up, and I don't think they're going to move sideways right now. So we are done with this. So next we have to, this is still part of B, if we matched. Well, we already moved up the ritual track, which is part of B, but if we did match, we also have to move up suspicion wise. So gray moves up 1, and so does purple. Moving over, if we did match, we now have to roll the die for the witch hunters. So, first is gray. And they have 0, so none of the witch hunters move. So I would assume it would be whatever the closest one is, and that's this one, which they can't do anything, so we will lay that witch hunter down. Closest to purple would be here. On the board, and I didn't go over this before, the board is actually set up into 6 different segments, and it's really kind of hard to read. It's one of the few things I don't like about this game. You can see where the witches start out. There are actually little shapes. There are gold circles and brown or reddish brown triangle. That depicts the segment you're in. You would have to think of the board split up into 6 sections designated by witch hunter. We have 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. However, since there is no where where gray is right now is on a gold circle, which is the closest witch here. Since no one is there, the witch from directly across, the witch hunter from directly across, comes back and he is inactive for now. Same thing with purple. Since no one is there, this witch comes across and he is inactive because there was no witch hunter in their region. Sorry about that. So we took care of this. We made inactive the players. We took care of the witches. No one got caught. And now we move basically on to the cleanup phase, which includes discarding the rightmost Septima token, sliding this one over, and selecting another one. Okay, we would activate all hunters. They are now active. We would also remove any healed patients, which we haven't done. And now we move the moon phase, and now we're in moon phase 2. So what happens now in moon phase 2, what happens is if we create a, if we go collect supplies, we can either get mushrooms or we can get, I think it's a mandrake root, but it looks like a dirty carrot. And the first player marker moves over to purple. So we will now randomly select the card again. Now that all the cards are selected, we are going to start again. We're going to reveal, and we'll start with purple since they're the first player. They chose Ritual. Orange chose Brew. And gray did choose Remember. Now the Remember is a different type of action. You get to perform the main ability of any action card in your discard pile. However, doing this random, this is not really the best action to play. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that on the bottom of the deck, and we're just going to use the first one, and that would be Chant, which is actually a much better card. Okay, resolving the action starting with the first player. We did not match at all, so we do not have to worry about the witches coming to hunt us down. So we will see Ritual. They get to move up on the Ritual track and one over if they would like. So what I think they're going to do is, I guess they'll move up here. This is actually very difficult because I'm not actually selecting the actions to play, so I can kind of match. So it makes the Ritual track a touch harder. This orange is going to brew some potions. Now, one thing I didn't mention earlier, everyone is given a card called Book of Divinations. On it, there are various points you will score at the end of the game for meeting certain conditions. For example, this is the gray player's card. They need to have 2 people in the town hall, or town square, sorry, in order to get 10 points. They have to heal 2 people with infections for another 10 points. They need 5 items that are all different for 15 points, and they need to brew 4 potions, and they would get 20 points if they have 4 potions at the end of the game. So with orange picking a brew action, they don't have any of that information. So again, because I'm picking them randomly, I probably wouldn't have chose a brew action. But anyway, we're gonna brew some stuff. On the potions card, the player aid, you actually can see the items you need and what potion it gets you. You have 3 remedy potions that helps heal people, which the orange does need to do. And then you have some practical potions which give you different abilities, like lowering your suspicion, or gives you flying ointment, love potion, things like that. So I think what we're going to do right now is brew a potion for infection, because on their card they have to heal infection 3 times. So what we are going to do first, before we take that action, we do get a quick move. So we're going to move 1 up there. Now we're going to brew a potion. So for the, it says we need herbs and a mushroom for that potion, which we don't have right now. So that kind of stinks. But we do have, what do we have? We have a mushroom and a mandrake root. And we are going to, that's not going to get us anything anyway. Let's brew a blindness potion. which we need 1 berry and 1 mandrake root, and we get a blindness potion from the game. So we can hold on to that. They are done with their brew action, and they that was orange. They did not match anything up here. So now it is time for gray. Now they get to move 1. So they are going to, they're going to move 1 there, which is a little closer. And now they get to chant, which lowers suspicion by 2. So they're lowering that. And that was, do they get to, no, they don't get to match either. So that was the end of the next round. So we did this, we did the move, we did the actions, no one matched. So that means there was no witch hunters. We don't have to worry about that. And now we reset again. So this one goes away. We slide that over. We take that. This moves to 3. And this resets back to A. And the first player now is orange. So let's randomly select some actions. Okay, randomly select some actions. Now we're going to reveal. Gray has a ritual. Purple has a chant. And orange has a heal. Since we can't heal right now with orange, well, you know what? I'm going to make, we're going to make some a quick executive decision right now so we can see how this heal action works. So we're going to say that they are over here. No, we can't even say that. We're going to say they're right there so that they can heal, and we'll take that action and we will use it there. They could do a ritual, they could do a chant, which is actually pretty good because their suspicion is high. No one's matched, so we don't have to worry about anything. So we're going to move over to B. Everyone gets to have 1 space of movement. So we're going to move them there. We're going to move them there. And now we're going to do our actions. First with orange, so they're going to heal. They can heal up to 2 adjacent patients. Alright, not sure what happened, but... So we have move, collect, and plead. So we're going to move... We're going to move 2 right there, and we get to collect the skull, which is good, so we got that. Then we have collect action for, oh no wait, they don't move. This is gray moves. Oops. I'm so used to playing purple first. So we're going to do, you know what, I'm not going to move, and I'm going to collect some berries. How about that? Next up is purple, who can collect. They can only collect lunar ingredients, which are berries and herbs. And I have an herb, so they will get an herb. Oops, I knocked the hunter down. And then finally, orange is going to plead. So they do not have anyone in town to send. So they can't do anything, but they do get 2 wisdom. So they'll get 2 wisdom. And then we move 1 more, and this is going to be the last phase until we have a trial. And then we're going to stop for now. So let's do 1 more round of action selection. And let's reveal. Oh, I didn't do this. Alright, so we actually do have matches, but they're not going to matter because we don't have potions to heal right now. So let's just select another one. Alright, that's a good one. We'll brew. And we'll take a remember action. Alright, that works a little better. So we can do certain things. We're starting with Great, so they do get a remember action. And what purple is going to do? Alright, I think right now purple is going to plead to help out for the trial using their remember action. So they are going to go down here. And they also get 2 wisdom. I think they should have gotten 2 wisdom before, but I can't remember. That's right. They're going to collect. Orange is going to collect, and we have skulls and herbs, and they can collect anything. Nothing I can really do about that. And they're going to brew. We can brew up to 3 potions for the gray team. So what they're going to do is they are going to brew, because they do need to heal infections, they're going to brew an infection remedy, which is herbs and mushrooms. And they're going to brew a blindness remedy, which is berries and mandrake roots. So they have an infection and a blindness. Okay, so that is kind of the end. There was no matches right now, so we don't have to do the hunters. And now we have to do another cleanup phase. That moves over. This goes here. And now this is going to trial because we're at the end of phase. So trial is a completely different part of the game. What we need to do now is we need to count up on our boards how many of the little angry people that we've passed by. So we have 2 for gray. We have 2 for purple. And we have 2 for orange. So it's not really looking good for Serena, who is on trial. What we need to do is we need to take all these people, put them in the bag, and then we have to draw as much to fill up all of the spaces where it has up until 3 right there, if we have it. So let's see, we got to pull 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Since the number of angry people outweighed the number of loyal followers, Serena is now banished from play. And we now move on. The angry people go back to their angry little houses, where all of the loyals go back to town square. Now, one other thing that we have to do during a trial, all of the patients that we did not heal, they're very angry at us because we did not do the job properly. So now when it comes to the next trial, not only will we have angry citizens based on our suspicion levels, we also have to have the angry people. If we do not heal them this round, they will also join the town square and they will be pulled for the next witch trial. So what we do is we will move the season phase over 1 before we start the next lunar phase. And we bring out a new witch hunter, so he would go on the next spot, which is 3 right there. And now we are ready to begin moon phase 1 again. We will shuffle up our action cards and start the action process all over again. So that was a few rounds of Septima. Let's talk about it. Okay, so that was Septima from Mindclash Games. You got to see a few rounds and how the actions played out. I think it was a little difficult to play 3-handed just because it was really hard. I wanted to try and keep it fair, so I randomly selected the action cards, which is really kind of not how the game plays out in real life. There is a solo mode. I did not get a chance to play the solo mode yet. I have played Septima at 2 people, and I found it was enjoyable. I did like the game. I just think that this would be way better at 3 and 4 players, just because there is a lot of interaction between players when it comes to matching your spells, matching your actions, and whether or not do you want to match your actions with someone else, because you will start getting more suspicion, and if you're trying to do something in the game, that might not necessarily be a good thing, especially if you don't have a lot of your loyal followers in the town square. Now this actually, you'll see I have some of the, I have the deluxe version of Septima, so some of the bits were a little nicer. I also had the metal coins that I got from the Kickstarter campaign, which are really nice. I'm a sucker for metal coins. I love them. I think the build quality on the game is fantastic, and I really can't wait to get this to the table at a full 3 or 4 player game, because I think it's really going to shine. Septima also came with a mini expansion called Shapeshifters, I think. I don't have it with me. It's not on the table out in front of me, but you do get to be shapeshift into creatures to run around the forest, wherever, to collect animals. Not collect animals, collect items, and sometimes you get to pass by under the nose of the witch hunters, and they don't realize it because they're not looking for animals, they're looking for actual people. So I really haven't read the rules on that yet, but it looks interesting. But right now, I did like this game. It was enjoyable. I don't think there was anything that Mindclash has made that I haven't enjoyed. So they have a great record for me, because they make games that I really want to play, and they also make a lot of games that I want to play time and time again. So I will definitely be playing this again, and if my opinion changes, I'll be sure to let you know. So if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please don't forget to click on subscribe, ring the notification bell. You get notified anytime I upload a new video. Questions or comments, feel free to post them below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, talk to you later.